I want to give you, there's a lot of bad news that's going on around the world, but there's a lot of good news that's going on around the world too. And I want to talk to you about a few of some of those things. Carol had mentioned to you that when I was at the Minnesota State Senate that we had started a project, not because we wanted to, but because we were acting in response to an action by the Massachusetts Judicial Supreme Court. Does anyone remember the decision in 2003 that the court issued? They issued a decision that told the state legislature that the legislature had to pass a law in conformity with the will of the justices. Does anyone remember what that decision was about? Do you remember? It was about marriage. It had something to do about redefining marriage. I had heard that in Minnesota and knew that that would come our way as well. And so I announced that I was going to introduce a constitutional amendment that would allow the people of Minnesota to vote on the laws that they live under, particularly the definition of marriage, whether marriage would be between one man and one woman. And that's a good concept. People were, as you can imagine, this was the height of the controversy, and I was at the tip of the spear on that effort. And the reason why I bring this up is because I say to you, persevere. Persevere and never despise small beginnings, because we were just a few people that had gotten together and tried to make this happen. And this bill that I introduced, we began with, we were not able to get it out of the liberal-dominated Senate that I was in. We tried again, we weren't able to succeed, but we didn't give up because we knew the people of Minnesota ultimately wanted to be able to vote on this bill. 30 different states have put this bill up. Every time states have put this bill before the American people, they have voted in their states to retain the traditional definition of marriage as between one man and one woman. And though I am no longer in the Minnesota State Senate, I am privileged to be able to serve the people of Minnesota's 6th District in the House of Representatives. Others took that torch and they carried on. And just a week ago, last Saturday evening, Minnesota finally passed the constitutional amendment defining marriage as one man, one woman. And so Minnesota is the first state that has decided this issue will be on the ballot in 2012. The state of New Hampshire, I understand, will be taking this issue up as well, and other states. This is the time. And so I want to encourage all of you at home, if you don't have a similar amendment, consider this in your home states. I believe this is the time to do it. So I just want to say thank you to those who have continued to carry that torch. We need to do this because how many of you know that marriage is under siege like no time in recent history? Just recently in USA Today and in other magazines, we got the census data out that said that married couples have dropped below half of all American households for the first time, according to the Census Bureau. It's a milestone in our nation's history. Do you know that back in 1950, 78% of all households represented a married couple, and today we're at 48%. That has created a profound difference in America. This year, my husband and I will be married 33 years, and you're clapping for the wrong person in our marriage. It's my husband who deserves the lion's share of the credit for that. It does help, though, when you're married to a marriage and family therapist. I have to say, we do have an unfair advantage there. And I'm extremely grateful for this wonderful man. He's not only committed deeply to our marriage, but he's committed to our children.